Hey tube heads, how you doing today? Got something a little different for you. Thought we'd mix things up again, and I'm going to show you a little bit of technology that I'm using today. Some new, some old, and we're going to do some reviews on some footwear. Wanted to look at some of the recording equipment that I use to create these YouTube videos. This tripod here has served me well, and I am really pleased with its performance overall. I've taken this apart and I have modified something here. It's called a Justin clamp. This thing right here is called a Justin clamp, and it clamps, well, in this case it's clamping onto this 4-foot long dowel that I made. This is a mechanism that's mounted on top of the tripod to mount the camera, and this is a camera. It's a Nikon Coolpix. The Nikon Coolpix 7100. You might be asking yourself why I have this elastic band on this camera. Well, you're about to find out. Alright YouTube, a little closer look now to see how I've mounted the camera to the Justin clamp onto my stick here. So the camera is connected to the Justin clamp. I got a nut and bolt here that's holding this mechanism that's usually on top of a tripod. And then I've got my camera here, my Coolpix camera, with my elastic band, and oh, there's my Samsung smartphone elastic onto my my Justin clamp mechanism here. Yeah, so this works great. I love this this little setup here, as you're about to find out. We're going to do some photo shoots on some footwear, a footwear review. Okay, now that you've been introduced to the technology, let's take a closer look at the players. Over here we have a pair of Asics, the Keanu 20s. These are 2 years old and slightly worn. These are another pair of Asics, another pair of Keanu 22s now. These are brand new. I bought these maybe 2 months ago. This is a pair of Adidas Crazy Train 2.0, I believe. And yeah, these are a pair of Delta Under Armour Rock charged, and here is a pair of 510s. These are the Impact model. And these will be the shoes that we're going to be reviewing today. So basically, this pair of Asics gel Keanu 22s I purchased approximately 2 months ago. They are comfortable shoes. They're a little bit narrow, in comparison to the 20s, which I found to be more comfortable because they're wider and they seem to fit my wide foot a lot better. I purchased these Keanu 22s online, solely based on the performance and fitment of these Keanu 20. So, having said that, these shoes still are comfortable. They got a nice padding, nice comfort wicking any moisture, perspiration that might accumulate in your foot. This grips the back of your foot nicely. It's very rigid here at the heel. Offers good support. This is a piece of rigid plastic. So yeah, and fabric. This is all fabric in along here. It's all fabric. It goes right around, all the way around. This silvery part here is like something that's structural. It's a little bit of thickness there, not very thick, but it glues on top of this mesh that's very soft and easy to tear and not very supportive. This Asics emblem too is engineered into the structure of the shoe that gives it really the support that you want to have around your foot in the right places, combined with using lacing system to secure the shoe to your foot. I find these shoes very comfortable, very form-fitting, and yeah, basically that's it. The sole, it's great sole, cushiony, absorbs a lot of impact. Like I say, these shoes are extremely comfortable. Still look at the sole here, a little closer. You can see the tread design. It's a pair of comfortable shoes that I would recommend. I like these shoes. They are made in China. As you're going to find out, all of these shoes here are made in China. So that's just a closer look at these gel Keanu 22s. And we're going to review each and every one of these shoes here in a similar fashion. And you can decide yourself which pair or pairs you like. Okay, so next up we've got these Deltas by Under Armour. Very colorful. I'd say colorful in the sense that it's very reflective and bright and kind of iridescent in a sense that it changes from light to dark colors depending on how the light hits the shoe. These shoes here are extremely light, very lightweight shoes. These other ones weren't very heavy either, but they're definitely heavier than these rock charged Deltas. I absolutely love these shoes, the way that they feel on my feet when I put my foot inside the footbed here. The material that these shoes are made out of, this is a kind of a stretchy, flexible material, elasticy, as is the back here. It's soft and supple and very kind of stretchy material. Coming down along here, this material right here is not as stretchy, but it's still flexible somewhat. The supporting structure of these shoes is this lacing system here, and these I don't know what you would call them, but they go into the shoes fabric, and they connect into this mesh material, and it really holds your foot snugly inside the shoe. Very comfortably too, I might add. It's very lightweight shoe. I love the lacing, the reflective material that they've used in the stitching. These shoes are very noticeable when you're wearing them. This here too is also reflective material. The heel on this shoe is not as supportive as the Asics shoe. In fact, there's little or no support here, but it's still comfortable and somewhat supportive. You have to be a little more vigilant in the way that you pronate your feet when you're walking in these shoes. Just be conscientious of how you are walking and pronating. These shoes are made in China. If you can see that. The autofocus. Come on, autofocus, work for me. Okay, then don't work for me then. I've had these shoes for approximately 3 months now. I bought them online with complete faith that I was getting the right size. They were going to fit me well. And I wasn't disappointed. They arrived 2 days later through Amazon, or not through so much through Amazon, but through the free shipping they were offering under Armour's website, and was quite pleased in the delivery. And when I opened up the box and I saw these shoes inside the box, I was just delighted, and I couldn't wait to try them out. These soles are somewhat grippy in that these strips right here are rubber. This material here is kind of a plasticky material. I don't know if there's any rubber content in here. I'd be curious to find out. This little pad right here too, again, is made of rubber. This little pad right here is made of rubber. And this pad right here is made of rubber. So we got gray rubber, gray rubber, gray rubber, a little piece of black rubber on the tip here as well. And all of this stuff is mounted into this, I think it's kind of a foam material, high density foam. And you got charged written down there. These are a great pair of shoes. You want to buy a really good pair of shoes, then go out and buy yourself some of these Delta charged by The Rock. Strongly recommended. Good value for the money. I think the prices, well, I don't even remember. I think these were $119 Canadian. These were $169 Canadian. I believe these Adidas were on sale as well. I paid, I think, $100 and something, $110 or $120, $119.99. These 510s impacts, the high tops, were on discount. They were being discontinued. I bought them online from 510, and I think I paid $100 for these as well. Really cheap, really cheap. And these were original pair that I bought 2 years ago. Again, the price of these ones were they were promoted. They were being promoted, so it was just either $79.99, $89.99, $99.99, something like that. But a really good price compared to the regular price that you'd be paying, which is close to $200 for these shoes. These ones as well. I believe these ones are $199 regular price. Alright, next up we got the Crazy Trains here. These are made by Adidas. Adidas makes relatively decent footwear, and they've been coming out with some good products lately. These shoes are really well made. The quality and the craftsmanship seems to be top shelf. Like, even though these shoes are made in China for the most part, I'm not sure where the issues are, but I mean, this is like durable Cordura nylon or something like that. Very strong, durable. There's a little bit of a toe cap here on the front of the shoe, which I've already used. My toes have bumped different things, and very well wearing, as opposed to having scratching and tearing of the material here, which also is quite durable, I have to say. I mean, I've been using these shoes now for about 6 months, and I absolutely love the comfort and how easy they are to get on. Just look at the heel. This little hooky part right here, and the contour of that right there is like using a shoehorn every time you slip your foot into these form-fitting, tight-fitting shoes. They just grip your feet like a glove on your hand. This heel here is actually surprisingly very strong. A lot stronger than these Deltas. These are really flimsy. I'm not going to say that they're poorly made. It's just the way that they were designed and engineered. This is a training shoe. Those ones are training shoes. These are running shoes. And these are, well, these were made for skateboarders, but I don't skateboard. But I love the fact that they're, anyways, we'll get to that one very shortly. Back to the Adidas Crazy Train. These shoes I've been wearing, like I say, for 6 months. The tread design is minimalist. I don't pick up a lot of rocks and stuff. Little tiny pieces of gravel that gets caught inside the tread usually. As like compared to, well, none of these shoes really have any kind of a tread that grabs rocks, but just a piece of information. The sole is rubber from the back to the front. It's all one piece. It's flat. It's a flat footbed. There is an arch built up in here, a little bit of an arch, so you do have arch support. But these are relatively flat shoes, and form-fitting. The lacing is comfortable. Nothing cuts into the top of your foot when you tighten up the shoes. When you're walking and you're putting pressure on your toe like this as you're walking or running, this spot right here seems to be a bit of a pressure point a lot of the time. And you can see the way the shoes are deformed at that location. Adidas Crazy Train. Another great pair of shoes I recommend. I like them a lot. The Hang 10. The Hang 10s. These shoes are made in, they're actually made in Korea, not China. So they have removable liners. All of these shoes that I'm looking at that I purchased all have removable liners. The first time I put these shoes on, I was like, God, these shoes fit snugly and securely around my foot, and rigidly. I couldn't believe how durable feeling these shoes were. Like, as soon as my feet were in these shoes, I thought I was wearing a pair of construction boots. These are made with a heavy, thick leather. Very durable and strong and rigid. It's connected to a couple of other materials. This is like a plasticky kind of vinyl, but like hardened a little bit. Yeah, the sole of these shoes is made of a very sticky rubber compound and very grippy and noticeably loud, especially when you're walking outside and it's wet, and then you come inside and you step onto a nice clean surface, whether it's a tiled floor or a wood floor, what have you. You really notice it sounds like a suction cup is walking on the floor each time you take a step, squeaking its way along. What more can I say about these shoes? They're not as light as the other pairs of shoes that I'm looking at here today, but the durability and the comfort of these shoes, it's all padding, lots of padding and cushiony and soft inside, and it just wraps around your foot. And when you tighten up these laces, and they just hold fast, when you pull those laces right there, it stops and holds, and you grab the next set of laces here and you pull up on them, and just the way this is engineered, the same with these rock shoes here too. The lacing, when you pull up on these laces, they lock into position and hold that position until you grab the next layer of laces and pull up on that. And the same is true with these 510s. This lacing mechanism right here is very well engineered. There's a little tab here too that you can cross over your laces and hold the top of the laces and keep the tongue centered. The same with these rock shoes here. There's a little piece of material that keeps the top row of laces in place, as does the Asics, as does the Adidas as well. Interesting engineering features. I love these shoes. They're a great buy. I wish I could buy them again in black, but the low top 510 makes a lot of colorful shoes that I don't really care for. But these stealthy black ones I absolutely adore. I recommend them. I recommend the Adidas. I recommend the Under Armour. And I recommend the Asics shoes. Okay, just one more pair of shoes. These are my 2-year-old Asics. I know we've gone over these already, but I wanted to take a closer look at the way the shoes have worn over a 2-year period of wearing them. These are my go-to shoes, my daily runners. Every time I go out, I put these shoes on and I wear them a lot. They have stood up extremely well under many different weather conditions and environments. Indoors, outdoors, in the mud, in the sandbox, in the water, out in the rain, by the river's edge, in the forest, walking over branches, logs, gravel, all kinds of different surfaces, smooth and hard and irregular. As you can see, the heel is probably taken the most abuse. The materials here, there's a hole down there. You can tell the spots that are worn right through here. The material is tearing and it's pilling up. And the shoe itself, if you take a deep smell there, yeah, they don't smell too good. I've washed these shoes in the washing machine. I've washed these shoes by hand. I've bleached these shoes. I've washed these shoes with soap and water. I've done all kinds of things to keep these shoes as clean as possible, as best as I can. I change my socks regularly. I will wear a pair of socks one time in each pair of shoes. As soon as I change over to another pair of shoes, I'll be wearing a different pair of socks, a clean, dry pair of socks to minimize on the odor. So when you use your shoes, take good care of them. Give them lots of fresh air and breathing. They will treat your feet really well. And all you have to do is respect them, and you will absolutely love your feet, and your feet will love you. Alright, YouTube, I have laid out these shoes in chronological order from newest to oldest. These are approximately 2 months old. These are approximately 3 months old. These are approximately 6 months old. These are approximately 1 year old, and these are approximately 2 years old. Alright, I just turned the light off of the camera so that we can look at the shoes without any lighting affecting the colors and so on and so forth. It gives the benefit actually of these shoes right here. You see how these shoes light right up in the light? That's the actual color right there. They're black. These are black. These ones are really stealthy, other than the white sole. But there's no reflective or shiny surfaces on these shoes whatsoever. The hang at the 510s here, the part that's reflective is this, the 10 and the 5. If you can see those two, there's the 5 and there's the 10. That's the, oh, there's a little piping back here too that's reflective. And these Keanos as well. There's a couple of shiny surfaces that are reflective. I believe this section is reflective, and there's some gray lines in here that are reflective. Okay, let's get our shoes on. Putting on the Keano 22s. Use a shoehorn. Get this laced up. Sound like. In spite of the cracking floors, I think these shoes are relatively quiet. Next pair of shoes. Next pair of shoes are my Under Armour Delta Charged. Because these shoes are so form-fitting, I find that using a shoehorn is really helpful in getting your feet into these shoes. And they're very form-fitting. I cannot express that enough. The shoes are nice and comfortable and grip around your foot like a pair of gloves on your hand. Try and force your foot into these shoes. It's so much easier if you just put a shoehorn in there and your foot just slides right in. Okay, let's go for a little walk. See how these shoes sound. Not sure if you can hear that, but these shoes are loud and squeaky, kind of. And I don't mean from the floor either. Like I said earlier, these Crazy Trains, the way that these are made, this little, I don't know, built-in shoehorn, if you want to call it that, it's just so easy to just grab and slide your foot right in there. No problem at all. Pull up the tongue a little. Snug up the laces. See that again. Just slides right in. Just like a built-in shoehorn. All right, let's take these crazy trains for a walk. See what they sound like. And look like, I guess, for that matter. Squeaky floors. I find these shoes quite quiet in comparison to the other pair of shoes, the Under Armour. Okay, let's try these 510s now. Because of the form-fittingness of these shoes, the shoehorn, again, is a very useful tool to have when putting footwear on. Especially when you're wearing performance shoes and form-fitting shoes that are really tight-fitting around your feet. And shoehorn makes all the difference. Okay, just pull the laces and it locks in place. And pull the next layer of laces and it locks in place. Okay, let's go for a walk. These soles on these shoes are relatively hard. So yeah, they're a little bit noisy too, in a different way. So yeah, in conclusion, I would just like to say that no animals or trees were harmed during the making and production of this video. There you have it, folks. I recommend all of these shoes right here. Asics Gianos, Delta Charged, Crazy Trains, Impact, and Kianos. Any pair of these shoes is a good choice in my opinion. And you have yourselves a great day. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed this video. Give me the thumbs up if you like this video and leave any comments down below. Appreciate any comments from anybody that has any input that can add to the conversation. Appreciate this. Have yourselves a super day, YouTube viewers. Take care and thanks for watching.